It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Why is it dark like this? What's going on? The British Museum, which is basically a place that the British Empire shows off all of the things that they stole from countries they colonized, enslaved, pillaged, and plundered. Fortunately, there is no entry fee to enter this place because, I mean, that would be the icing on the cake. Can you imagine if you were from a country like China or a country in Africa like Egypt or India?
My goodness, this is one of the most miserable, negative, ill-informed, stupid and uneducated haters I've ever seen talk about Britain. You can just hear the hatred in his voice, and he lacks any understanding of culture or history. I feel sorry for his wife, and especially his kid, who is half English and will now grow up brainwashed into hating half of his heritage. This guy was originally from England and says he has lived in China for the last 13 years, and he is married to a Chinese woman. He returned to visit the UK for the holidays and decided to do this video, which got over 2 million views. Firstly, all he does is rip into our country to the point it becomes uncomfortable to watch, especially when he's clearly uneducated and doesn't know what he's talking about. He complains about the litter on the streets and the lack of infrastructure and stuff not working. Fair enough, lots of us say that. No disagreement there. We all know the anti-British London mayor has turned much of London into the third world. Then it starts to become more sinister as he complains about how dark and grey the sky is at 3 p.m. in winter. If he did basic geography at school, he'd know we are situated in Northern Europe, so in winter it gets dark very early, then in summer it doesn't get dark till after 10 p.m. That's just how it is when you live this far north. Then he visits the British Museum and starts banning on about how everything is stolen from other countries. Yet he wouldn't be able to explain how one item came to be where it is. Imagine being from Egypt and having to pay to go into a museum that stole your artifacts, he says. I think he'll find it's the other way around in Britain today. People are coming here and taking off us, moving here just for free housing and healthcare, all paid for by the British taxpayers. I always laugh when these people demand all the artifacts are sent back to their original country, but have no problem with all the people from those countries moving here and living off our wealth. Throughout the video, he keeps banning on about how much better China is. I've never been, so I can't say, but I do know a lot more people from China want to come here and other places like America, Canada and Australia than the other way around. Hopefully, he's now gone back to China, took his uneducated ignorance with him, and doesn't bother coming back. Just take a listen to this. It's really painful to watch.
What has happened to my country? I want to go back to China. Oh my God, look at all this chewing gum on the floor. And some more homeless people. What is going on here? Look at the trash. This seagull's loving it though. Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't get me wrong, you know, there is some nice places in London. I'm not hating on London. Like this street looks very Christmassy and Harry Potter-esque. You know, but let's be honest. Most of London is a shithole. Covered in trash. The infrastructure is really bad as well. The metro. The subway. I think it's just after I've been living in China for 13 years that I've got used to their insane infrastructure, the pristine clean streets, the efficiency of everything. And then you just come back to here and it's just like, it's as if we've gone back in time 20 years. Everything's grim. I mean, just look at this. You might think that it's night time. It's 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Why is it dark like this? What's going on? You know, it really makes you laugh that the BBC, they use the grey filter on articles and videos about China. But when you come here, come back to the UK, it's one of the greyest places in the world. We have now come to the British Museum, which is basically a place that the British Empire shows off all of the things that they stole from countries they colonized, enslaved, pillaged, and plundered. Fortunately, there is no entry fee to enter this place because, I mean, that would be the icing on the cake. Can you imagine if you were from a country like China or a country in Africa like Egypt or India, and they charge you to come into this museum to see the things that they robbed from your country? Can you imagine? They rob you again to see the things that they robbed from you. So thankfully there's no entrance fee for the ticket. I mean, that would be crazy. And look at this, the cheek of it, the things that they stole from China and South Asia. It's closed. These galleries are temporarily closed for cleaning and maintenance. What the hell? Can you believe it, eh? We can't even see. We can't even see the things that they stole from China. I came all the way from China and it's not even open. What is going on? Lift currently out of service. Why is everything either closed or broken? We've just come to the Natural History Museum. It's a Stegosaurus, eh? Wow. Look at this, the main